Vanished, the unsolved mystery of Ticino's missing hikers. In 1973, a year echoing the beats of disco and the fervor of political unrest, three inseparable friends, Michael, David, and John, embarked on an adventure that would transcend mere vacationing. Educated in the disciplines of politics, engineering, and psychology, respectively, they saw this expedition not just as a romp through Europe, but as an intellectual pilgrimage, a quest for meaning beyond academia. As John penned in a pre-departure letter to his comrades, in a world disheveled by Watergate scandals and embroiled in the turmoil of the Vietnam War, my soul yearns for Ticino, Switzerland. A sanctified haven that time forgot, where cobblestone pathways connect ivy-engulfed cottages standing stalwart for centuries. These misty peaks are not mere mountains, they are sponges that soak up every spoken word to weave them into an ancient, ongoing tale. Ticino is not a destination, it's a rite of passage, a mystical reverie I long to share with both of you. As they arrived in the enigmatic Swiss region of Ticino, the idealized realm described in John's letters stood in stark contrast to their immediate reality. They were but fledglings, youthful adults, ill-equipped for what awaited them, toting only backpacks filled with naivete and non-perishable snacks. Standing at the outskirts of a quaint yet strangely imposing village, they peered into the adjacent forest, a labyrinth of nature that beckoned while simultaneously warning. In this quaint village of Ticino, a place that seemed to resist the technological innovations of an era brimming with change, whispered folklore blended seamlessly with the wind. The locals spoke in hushed tones about ancient legends. The trees here were no mere trees, but sentinels guarding hidden dimensions. It was as though the land itself was a shrouded enigma, unwilling to divulge its deepest secrets to outsiders. Here, time itself was an enigmatic tapestry woven with modern aspirations and ancient mysteries. And so, they ventured. Each step they took on the woodland path, enshrouded by trees and dappled sunlight, bore an uncanny sense of weight, as if they were walking on sacred ground. And then, the forest seemed to change. The stillness deepened into a heavy silence, like a dark room growing darker, as if they were entering a domain that operated under a different set of cosmic laws. They were not merely observers but active participants in a drama that spanned centuries, whether they knew it or not. At that moment, whether by collective intuition or a fleeting gaze shared between them, an unspoken understanding crystallized. This was no ordinary trek. They were dancing on the edge of a razor, where the awe-inspiring beauty of nature flirted dangerously with an abyss of ancient enigmas. Disappearances, though rare in these parts, were not unheard of. Tales circulated of those who returned, their eyes haunted and stories bewildering, speaking of time loops, vanishing landmarks, or spectral entities. But our adventurers, young and audacious, pressed on, too entranced to consider that they were weaving themselves into the very fabric of a larger, more bewildering narrative. A narrative not of their making, one perilous and arcane, a story that would prove larger, darker, and far more eternal than any of them had ever dared to imagine. Now, half a century later in 2023, their names and their inexplicable disappearance continue to be the subject of hushed conversations, speculative folklore, and academic conjecture. They have become part of Ticino's enigmatic tapestry, a tale incomplete, yet endlessly told, a mystery unsolved, but never forgotten. And so, in this realm where time is but a whispered concept, Michael, David, and John live on, not in corporeal form, perhaps, but as enduring enigmas in a land that refuses to surrender its secrets.